My name is Beth Van Fleet, and I'm the head beach volleyball coach at Georgia State University. I'm a Georgia State alumni, so I played here on the indoor team back in the 90s, and after I graduated, I moved out to California to pursue my dream of playing on the AVP tour, to play beach volleyball professionally. And I loved it. It was a wonderful 8 years, but when I found out that Georgia State was going to be adding beach volleyball to the sports that they offered for the female athletes, I was so excited to try and come back to Georgia State and give back to the school that really got me started. Generally, it's a lot of strategy, and I think a lot of people watching the game don't understand how much strategy is involved because there's only two people, and when you're sitting on the sideline, it looks pretty simple. But you'll see generally the blocker, whoever's up at the net, is holding numbers behind her back. She's communicating to the defender what part of the court she's taking against which player. So it's very strategy intensive, and that's generally when we're in a tough game or a tight match, we're talking about what is our strategy, how are we executing it, and are we staying loose, are we staying free and playing for fun. Advice for people who are interested in playing beach is to just keep competing, to play as many sports as you can. Beach volleyball really celebrates the athlete, and so I think the more athletic you can come into the beach volleyball game, the more success you're going to have. And it's such a mentally tough game because there are no substitutions. And so you really have to know that when you're not having the success that you need, that you can find a way to dig yourself out of those holes. It's 5 matches that we play per duel. Generally, it's about a 2-hour length event. And sometimes if we have a duel at 9 a.m. and then a duel at noon and a duel at 3, that's a long day. That's a lot of playing. So we really make sure that we prepare the night before and the week leading up to it. So if we're going to Florida, we're making sure we're staying hydrated. As soon as we get on the plane and get off of the plane, we're always consuming water. We're making sure that we're moving around and stretching. But on game day morning, we'll wake up, we have a team breakfast, and we make sure that we're leaving the hotel together. We sit on the bus, we arrive to the site, we have a full pregame routine that we go through, from warming up our shoulders with bands to a dynamic stretching routine, run-throughs, just getting our feet moving, getting our bodies moving, and then we add balls to the warm-up. And so we start doing a lot of the peppering and a lot of the beach movements that you'll see. So our pregame warm-up is about an hour, and they're very warm once they start playing. And we only do that in the morning. And so we have snacks all day, so we'll play our first duel, and we'll have lunch delivered, and we'll have food for the girls. So much of this sport is recovery. So it's, can you play as hard as you can go for 45 minutes, and then can you recover? Can you get off of your feet? Can you get into the shade? Can you get out of the sun? Can you hydrate your body and be prepared to go back into battle in another 45 minutes?
Coach definitely helps us out on the court with a lot of fundamentals and skills. So she likes to break it down, make sure you know how it's simple and easy. And then off the court, she definitely helps you like in the classroom, and she's helping me with after school because I'm done after this year. So just all around, she helps me with everything.
Our home event 2 years ago, we were unranked at the time, and we were hosting FIU, Florida International, and they were a ranked school. They are now one of our big rivals, but we had a pair of a sophomore and a freshman who were playing in the one flight for us, and they had a massive victory in the one flight, and they clinched the win, and it was the first time that Georgia State had ever beaten a ranked opponent. So that was a really special moment for this program. As far as worst days go, you know, it's kind of like golf, how they say a bad day on the golf course is better than a good day at work, and I feel like that's our whole motto out here, is that anytime you're out here, you're putting a deposit in the bank of beach volleyball. And yeah, sure, we're out here sometimes when it's raining, sometimes when it's snowing, but most of those days we're still finding ways to be successful and to have fun. It was very, I guess I played before a lot of the rule changes. So Back in the day in old school volleyball, we didn't have rally scoring, so all of our games were to 15 points, but you had to serve to score. And so one of the records that I earned while I was playing here is I have 1,000 digs and 1,000 kills, which is much harder to do today than it was back then. But I was just kind of at the right place at the right time for that. Oh yeah, absolutely. These girls are so much better than I am.
But I don't think, personally, I couldn't beat that.
Cause I got a really big team, and they need some really big rings. They need some really nice things. Better be coming with no strings. Better be coming with no strings. We need some really nice things. We need some really big rings.